Hey everyone, Presito here, your second favorite uniswap ape. So in today's video, we're going to be doing the usual weekly update, going through the past projects, the upcoming projects, the hot ones to keep an eye on and try to get in. I actually wanted to ask if this is something you guys like to see. Maybe I can make, going forward, a weekly video on Saturdays or Sundays, just with a usual pre-sale update. So let me know in the comments if that is something you want me to continue doing. I mean, I really enjoy making these update videos. I think it's a nice overview of the market and what to look out for, current strategy, everything like that. And yeah, before we get to the projects, I also wanted to actually mention, I did notice, most of my viewers aren't subscribed. Obviously, if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But, it really does help me. So I'd really appreciate if you guys don't mind to subscribe. I'm grinding my ass off making these videos. Hopefully it can help out everyone. So I'd really appreciate if you guys can subscribe and leave a like. It always helps a lot. So anyways, let's get to the market, see what's passed recently and what's coming up. So in terms of the past projects, the recent ones, which are the kind of the bigger ones, was Labs Group. This one was actually one that if you're on my Telegram, I mean, most people could have got in easily. I mean, it was really open for anyone. I mean, you could just message the team yourself and get in. That's how early we were for this one. And it did really well. Initially, it was 20x, but then after all the tokens were distributed, it went around, it's currently around 7-8x the unlocked round, which is really, really insane. Considering, I mean, you could put in, if you got in early enough, you could put like 10, 20K in the unlocked round and in a month make 7 times your money, which is a dream, obviously. Then Leprechaun came out. Initially did around 15x. If you did the pre-sales, you would easily get your initial investment out, which is always the goal with these pre-sales. Every time you do these pre-sales, you need to ask yourself, will I be able to get my initial out? If it's going on a big platform like Duckstart or Polkasart, obviously you can. So then always go for it. But that's the main thing you should ask yourself, because a lot of these projects, by the time they have their second, third, fourth unlocks, they're probably going to be worth nothing. Only a few of them really do take off. And that's why you want to get your initial out, because then on your second unlock, the project could have blown up, and then, your second unlock is huge. That's always the goal. So yeah, Kitanga did good. Etherland did good. I think I already covered that in the last video. But there's a lot of projects here that I've reviewed that haven't come out yet. And I think this is the most I've had on my list that have been reviewed but aren't out yet. And a lot of these are coming out this month. So I'm super excited to see how these are going to play out. I mean, one of the most exciting projects, I believe, is Convergence. I did the video on this one still before they announced Polkasart. So obviously Polkasart makes it extra trust pro. So I think it's going to be really big, and they've got so many good backers that I think this is going to do very, very well. There's some other ones here that are really good. I mean, Totem's got a tiny market cap, so that one I'm super excited about. And I mean, this Stater is being released soon, also very low market cap. Alpha, Shift, and there's just so many projects at the moment. That's another thing I kind of wanted to bring attention to, because you need to be careful. Obviously, there's so many projects popping up. Obviously, a lot of teams can take advantage of this bull market. I mean, there's a million people trying to throw their money everywhere. I mean, some projects just taking advantage of that. So you also need to be careful of that. There's still a lot of bad projects. And one way to kind of avoid the bad projects is, at the moment, what you should do is, on your list of due diligence, Anon team, skip. I mean, you can gamble with it, but it's really not worth the risk, just because there's so many opportunities at the moment. Anon team for me is complete skip now. I never do Anon team projects. Next up, if it's very, very easy to get in, then you should also be a bit concerned. And also, if they're doing a very large raise, then that's also another concern, unless it's a really big project like Casper Labs. I mean, I've seen some projects recently raising that have raised a huge amount. A lot of the pool groups are doing it, raising $1 million per pool group or something like that. So those I'm not really bullish on. Personally, I skip those too. So projects coming up, let's have a look now. Pokemon, this was recently announced. I think it was Morningstar Ventures and Moonrock Capital. They're incubating it, and as soon as those two VCs invest in it, it's going on Polkasart. I mean, that's another suggestion I have. When you invest in projects, have a look who's invested in it already and the VCs behind it. You'll start picking up, VC names. So when you see big names like that and you can get the chance to go in, then, you're kind of safe in a way. Then Collateral is coming up. That's a duck start idea. Kia Knight also looks really good. Same as Unor. Rage Fan. This is also really interesting. It's kind of a fantasy sport game like Trade Stars. So these two, I think, they're going to have NFTs involved as well. So I think these have really good potential. Block Swap is coming up, which also has a lot of potential. And then the usual ones, these are ones I covered in previous videos. So overall, there's so many projects coming out. Obviously, be careful, like I said, do your due diligence. And some other things to be careful about in the market at the moment is, Anon teams I already mentioned, but what some teams do is they have public teams, but it's fake still at the same time. And you saw that happen with DefInsure, and there's some other projects that have done that. I mean, they've got on the site that shows pictures of their team, but it's easy to get fake pictures. So, reverse search the images on Google, see if you find anything. You always have to be extra safe. And there's nothing worse than a scammer taking your money, obviously. So yeah, to wrap up, I mean, the market is still super bullish. Pre-sales are still doing insanely well. And to be honest, it's gone on longer, well, much longer than I thought it would. Been doing pre-sales since early 2017 when they really took off. And, the seasons for pre-sales have never lasted this long. So you need to also be wary of that. Don't just go crazy and put all your money in and then you get wrecked. Just have a backup plan. Tell yourself, okay, just in case the market goes bad and pre-sales start performing badly, can you imagine you got all your money tied up and it comes out, they do 0.5x or something. So just make sure you have a backup plan. Don't go all in, that's never a good idea. So yeah, my strategy at the moment is pick top projects, stick to the top ones, skip the ones, like I said before, the ones that are raising too much, that ain't on teams, and really just stick to the ones you're really confident in. And always do your own research. Don't just listen, like if you're in a pool group and, the person in charge says, oh, this is pro, and then you ape in. Don't just always listen to that. Just check with your friends, ask some people. I mean, you guys are even welcome to message on my Telegram group, and I'll give you my advice as well, what I think about it. Sometimes, I'm not always right, but the track record's been pretty good. I mean, you can see all the projects we've covered here. I mean, it's all insane. Obviously, it's not so easy to get into all of them, but all you need is one or two, and, you're sorted. So, yeah, that wraps up my video today. Yeah, please subscribe. Helps me a lot. Leave a like. And, yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to keep doing these weekly videos. And, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.